Have you ever wondered why two families with similar incomes can end up in completely different financial realities? One ends up buying rental properties, building investment portfolios, and sending their kids to college debt-free. The other struggles with late fees, overdraft charges, and paycheck-to-paycheck living. It's not just luck, and it's definitely not about working harder. It's about something far deeper, the way they think about money. Most Americans have been silently conditioned to follow a blueprint for financial failure. The system encourages consumption, not accumulation. You're told that success looks like driving the newest car, upgrading your phone every year, wearing the latest brand names, and living in the biggest house you can qualify for, not afford, but qualify for. And while you're chasing those symbols of success, someone else, somewhere, is quietly building true wealth through discipline, restraint, and patience. That someone might be your neighbor, your coworker, or family in another country. In fact, one of the most financially disciplined cultures in the world is the Chinese. They approach money from a completely different perspective, one that values saving over spending, long-term goals over instant gratification, and quiet wealth over public displays of affluence. In this deep dive, we're going to explore 10 powerful money traps that many Americans fall into every day, and how Chinese families have systematically avoided them for generations. These aren't just budgeting errors. They're cultural habits that drain your finances and keep you from achieving lasting financial freedom. Pay close attention, especially to the last principle. It might completely change the way you see something sitting in your own driveway right now. 1. Credit card debt, the silent killer of wealth. Let's start with the elephant in the room, credit card debt. In the U.S., carrying debt on a credit card is so common, it's practically normalized. It's not unusual to hear someone casually mention they have $5,000 or even $10,000 in credit card debt, as if it's just part of adult life. But in China, that same debt will be considered a major financial failure. Chinese culture has instilled a deep respect for living within your means. Even though credit cards are widely available in China, they are used with caution. According to a 2022 McKinsey report, more than 80% of Chinese credit card holders pay off their balance in full every month. Compare that to only 35% in the U.S., and the contrast is staggering. Why does this matter so much? Because carrying a balance with 20% interest or higher is like setting fire to your money. That $2,000 balance you meant to pay off next month, it turns into $3,000 or $4,000 before you even realize it. And that's money that could have gone toward your future. Retirement savings, emergency funds, side business ideas, all slowly drained by one bad habit. The shift begins with a single rule. Only use a credit card for what you could buy in cash. Make it non-negotiable to pay your balance in full each month. If you can't do that, don't swipe. Try using debit more often or even cash to develop a sharper awareness of your spending. And above all, treat interest as what it truly is, a silent thief that robs your future. 2. Constantly eating out, the slow drain that feels harmless. Americans are spending more money on restaurants than groceries. Think about that for a second. Meals that once brought families together are now being outsourced to takeout bags, food delivery apps, and overpriced menus. It's fast, it's convenient, and it's crushing your budget. In contrast, the Chinese approach food with a blend of mindfulness and tradition. Eating out is still considered a luxury, not a routine. Most families cook at home, often daily, using fresh ingredients from local markets. A study by Statista revealed that Chinese households spend around 11 to 15% of their income on dining out, while Americans spend more than half of their food budget in restaurants. Now let's do some math. If you buy takeout lunch for $15 and dinner for $30 a few times per week, that adds up to well over $800 a month. That's almost $10,000 a year, money that could fund a vacation, pay down debt, or grow in an investment account. Want to take control? Start with just 3 or 4 home-cooked dinners per week. Use tools like a slow cooker or air fryer to simplify the process. Set a monthly budget for eating out and treat it like a limit, not a suggestion. Remember the old Chinese proverb, wasting food is like losing wealth. Every meal you cook is a statement of discipline and a step toward freedom. 3. Brand name obsession. the price of looking rich. You don't need a logo to prove your worth. But in the U.S., fashion has become a financial identity. People spend hundreds on sneakers and thousands on designer bags just to be perceived a certain way. It's the illusion of wealth, and it's keeping millions broke. Chinese culture, on the other hand, treats fashion as a utility. Practicality and durability are more important than labels. In fact, many Chinese consumers use a cost-per-wear calculation. A $300 jacket worn 150 times costs $2 per use. A $50 jacket worn once costs more. Why is this important? Because emotional spending, especially for status, eats into your long-term goals. You can't invest in real estate or start a side business when your closet is full of outfits that don't bring returns. Here's how to shift your habits. Buy for function, not fashion. Focus on quality over prestige. Declutter your closet and sell unused items online to recover cash and retrain your brain. And when you feel the urge to buy something new, ask, am I buying this for me or for other people's approval? For gambling and lottery, the mirage of instant wealth, let's talk about one of the most dangerous illusions in American finance. The belief that one lucky break will change everything. Whether it's Powerball, scratch tickets, or casino runs, gambling promises fast results, but delivers long-term loss. Chinese culture views gambling as a foolish and dishonorable pursuit. Even though government lotteries exist, gambling is widely discouraged, especially among older generations. In fact, many families consider a financial trap with irreversible consequences. Now consider this. In 2023, Americans spent over $113 billion on lottery tickets, more than all books, concerts, and sports events combined. And yet the odds of winning Powerball? 1 in 292 million. That's not a strategy. That's a fantasy. If you're spending even $10 per week on lottery tickets, that's $520 a year, which, invested properly, could become thousands. Track your gambling expenses for 1 month. Then redirect that money into a retirement fund, a brokerage account, or even just an emergency savings jar. One Chinese proverb says, fortune does not come from risk, but from restraint. Start restraining your hope and luck, and start building real options. 5. Luxury cars, a symbol that slows you down. Nothing screams financial trap louder than a shiny new car with a 6-year loan. In America, cars are status symbols. But in Chinese financial culture, they're seen as tools. And tools don't need to be expensive to work well. Chinese car buyers prioritize reliability, fuel efficiency, and long-term value. They're more likely to choose domestic brands or modest electric vehicles rather than luxury nameplates. Not because they can't afford more, but because they know what truly builds wealth. Meanwhile, in the U.S., people regularly finance cars they can't afford, adding stress to their monthly budgets. In 2023, the average new car loan was $736 per month. That's almost $9,000 a year for a depreciating asset. Here's what to do. Think of your car as a transportation device, not a personality statement. Buy used. Pay in cash if possible. Choose reliability over flash, and reallocate the savings to your future. After all, your car should take you forward, not hold you back. Before we continue, let me ask you something. Which of these 5 habits did you recognize in your own life? Maybe it's the takeout meals, the status-driven fashion, or that expensive car payment you regret. Share it with me in the comments. Your story might help someone else start their transformation too. And if you're finding these insights helpful, make sure to send this to a friend who's ready to break free from the same money traps. Ready for a deeper shift? Let me know by dropping a comment. And check if you're already subscribed. You'd be surprised how many people watch these videos and never subscribe. If you want to keep getting strategies that actually build wealth, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. The next 5 principles might be the most powerful yet. If you've ever felt like your paycheck disappears faster than you can track it, you're not alone. The problem isn't always income. Often, it's unconscious financial leaks, silent habits that drain your wealth month after month. While American culture tends to normalize these behaviors, other cultures, like the Chinese, treat them as red flags. Let's explore the next 5 habits that might be robbing your future without your permission, and how a mindset shift inspired by Chinese financial principles can plug those leaks for good. 6. Overinsuring everything. Paying for peace of mind you don't use. In the U.S., there's insurance for everything. Your pets, your phone, even your coffee maker. And while coverage should be useful, many Americans cross the line from protection into paranoia, paying for policies they don't understand and rarely use. In contrast, the Chinese mindset approaches insurance with discernment and necessity. Most families focus on what truly matters: health, critical illness, and catastrophic protection. Extended warranties, overlapping life policies, and unnecessary gadget coverage are generally avoided. A 2023 Deloitte report found that Chinese consumers lean toward essential coverage only, opting out of the excess. They're not underinsured. They're intentionally protected. Meanwhile, many Americans in their 40s, 50s, and 60s continue paying for old policies that no longer serve them. It's time for a policy purge. Review every insurance you pay for: home, car, health, life, dental, devices, pets. Ask yourself, if this expense disappeared today, would it put me in financial ruin? If the answer is no, it might be time to cancel. Consolidate coverage when possible, and resist sales pitches that play on fear. Protection is smart. Overprotection is expensive. 7. Impulse spending. Death by 1,000 swipes. You walk into the store for toothpaste. You walk out with a cart full of things you didn't plan to buy. Sound familiar? In American culture, impulse buying is practically encouraged. One-click shopping, flash sales, and buy now, pay later options are designed to bypass your logic and trigger your emotions. And the damage? It adds up fast, especially for older adults who may use spending to self-soothe or compensate for stress. Chinese consumers, however, are known for deliberate decision-making. A 2023 study in Frontiers in Psychology revealed that Chinese shoppers are significantly more likely to delay purchases, research options multiple times, and resist sales pressure. It's not about deprivation. It's about alignment. If a purchase doesn't match their long-term goals, they simply don't make it. Want to shift your behavior? Use the 48-hour rule. Delay all non-essential purchases for 2 full days. During that time, ask yourself, do I really want this? Or do I just want the feeling of having it? Delete shopping apps. Unsubscribe from promo emails. And remember, every impulse buy is a missed opportunity to invest in your freedom. 8. Tech upgrades. Chasing the new, losing the now. A new phone is released. Your current phone works fine, but suddenly it feels outdated. That feeling? It's not need, it's marketing. American consumers are stuck in a tech upgrade loop. Smartphones, smartwatches, tablets, earbuds, laptops, constantly cycling through newer, slightly faster models. But in China, the mindset is different. Most consumers stretch the useful life of their electronics to the max, asking a simple question: does this still serve me? A 2023 Counterpoint research study revealed that Chinese users keep their smartphones for 28 to 32 months on average, compared to 24 months in the U.S. The difference might seem small, but it represents thousands of dollars in long-term savings, especially when you multiply across households and multiple devices. Break the upgrade cycle. Set a minimum usage goal for each device, e.g., 3 to 4 years. Buy refurbished tech with warranties. Avoid emotional launches, and instead upgrade only when function is compromised, not fashion. Your bank account will thank you, and so will your sense of self-control. 9. Oversized homes, when bigger becomes a burden. In the U.S., bigger is better, or so we're told. But oversized homes come with oversized costs: higher mortgages, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and utilities. It's no surprise that many Americans over 40 are house rich and cash poor, living in large, empty homes while struggling with bills. Chinese families often adopt the opposite strategy. They prioritize practicality and shared space. Multi-generational households are common. Modest square footage isn't seen as a downgrade. It's a financial advantage. Even in urban centers like Shanghai, a typical family home ranges from 800 to 1,000 square feet. The logic is clear. Every unused room is money wasted. So ask yourself, are you paying to heat, cool, insure, or clean spaces that serve no purpose? Downsizing doesn't mean you failed. It means you've optimized. Some homeowners even generate extra income by renting part of their space, using it for a side business, or converting it into retirement-friendly designs. A traditional Chinese phrase puts it simply, empty rooms make for empty pockets. You don't need more space. You need space that works smarter. 10. Paying full price when silence costs you thousands. If you've ever bought something without asking for a discount, you're not alone. In American culture, the price tag is the price. But in Chinese culture, negotiation is expected. In fact, not negotiating is often seen as wasteful, even naive. Whether it's at a market with a contractor or shopping online, Chinese consumers are trained to ask, compare, and wait. Group deals, price matching tools, and comparison apps are widely used. The mindset? If you're not negotiating, you're probably overpaying. Most Americans, especially those over 40, feel uncomfortable haggling. But you'd be surprised how much is negotiable. Medical bills, internet plans, car prices, insurance premiums, and even furniture. You don't have to be pushy. Just ask confidently. Is this the best rate available? Or do you offer a loyalty discount? Every dollar you save is a dollar you don't need to earn again. Over time, those saved dollars compound, not just financially, but mentally. You begin to see yourself as someone who makes intentional, strategic choices. That identity shift, it's the foundation of wealth. Which of these 5 habits surprised you most? Was it the impulse spending, the house that's too big, or all those forgotten insurance policies? Take a moment to reflect and let me know in the comments. What's the one habit you're ready to cut off starting today? And if you've made it this far, that tells me you're serious about your financial growth. So here's something important. Double check if you're subscribed to the channel. Many people enjoy the content but never subscribe, and that means they miss out when new videos drop. Click subscribe, activate the bell, and make sure you're notified the moment the next wealth building lesson arrives. By now, it's clear that wealth is not built by luck, trends, or lottery tickets. It's crafted through habits, small decisions made repeatedly over time. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people are taught to consume, not to grow. That's why the average American carries debt, lives above their means, and retires with regrets instead of assets. Meanwhile, Chinese financial habits, whether formed by culture, history, or necessity, have created patterns of long-term prosperity that often go unnoticed in the West. Why? Because quiet wealth doesn't show off. It works silently, consistently, and intelligently. Let's revisit what we've learned through these 10 principles. But more importantly, let's explore how to make them part of your life. Starting now. From theory to transformation, how to apply what you've learned. Stop making debt your default. Pay credit cards in full or stop using them. Cook more, consume less. Reduce restaurant visits to reclaim hundreds each month. Buy clothes for durability, not popularity. Your legacy matters more than your logo. See gambling for what it is. Hope taxed by reality. Build, don't bet. Drive like your future depends on it. Because it does. Choose function, not flash. Trim the fat from your insurance. Protect yourself from disaster, not inconvenience. Slow down impulsive spending. Delay, reflect, and align with your bigger picture. Use tech until it no longer serves you. Don't confuse new with necessary. Live in a home that fits your life, not your ego. Size down to level up. Challenge the price tag. Negotiate. Ask. Compare. You'll save more than money. You'll save time. A wealth mindset begins with one word. Enough. Enough debt. Enough waste. Enough performing for people who aren't watching. Real financial freedom doesn't begin when you hit $1 million. It starts the moment you decide to change your relationship with money, to stop leaking it, to stop proving something with it, and to start using it as a tool for peace, freedom, and purpose. And here's the beautiful part. You're not too late. Whether you're 25 or 65, these principles work. Because they're not about what you have. They're about who you become. So what now? Take one habit from this list and apply it today, not tomorrow. Not next month. Today. Set a reminder. Write it down. Talk about it with someone. If you've got kids, teach them. If you got debt, face it. If you've got a dream, fund it one small decision at a time. You don't need a revolution. You need repetition. Small decisions don't feel heroic. Declining an impulse buy, cooking at home, calling your internet provider to negotiate a lower rate. But over time, these small moves create big margins. And those margins, they're where your freedom lives. The difference between people who stay broke and those who build wealth isn't intelligence, background, or income. It's repetition. Quiet, disciplined repetition of habits that align with their vision. The Chinese culture has mastered this in ways we're only beginning to understand in the West. But now you know. And when you know better, you can choose better. I'd love to hear from you. What principle from this video feels the most urgent in your life right now? Which habit are you already practicing? And which one will be your next challenge? Drop your response in the comments so we can build this mindset together. Also, don't keep this insight to yourself. Share this video with someone you care about. A friend, a sibling, a parent, a co-worker, someone who deserves a better financial future but might just need a small push to get started. Let's change the culture, one mindset at a time.